Alright, this is going to be a video of this 42-inch Canarm brand Mystic ceiling fan. I got it at Habitat Restore. I got it because I volunteer there. What I do for them is refurbish ceiling fans they receive a donation and make them more sellable than how they originally came in. Anyways, I'm first going to talk about a little bit of history on the Mystic fan itself. Sold at a local store called Canadian Tire, which is basically an automotive / home improvement center. And there are two editions of this, and just comparing them visually, there's really not much of a difference. However, there is one major thing that's not the same between the two, and that is quality. The older version, shown here, uses a much bigger motor than the newer one, and also has much more solid parts. That might not seem like a huge thing, but performance is definitely a lot better, quite noticeably. Alright, I'm now going to demonstrate it. Start with the light kit. This does work, and I'm using 3 6-watt equivalent and compact fluorescent bulbs. I'll turn that off. I'm now going to show the fan running and begin with the high speed. And I did actually put a black piece of tape on one of the blade brackets just to indicate RPM. And once this fully speeds up, it's probably going to go somewhere around maybe 210 to 215. It also blows a really good amount of air for a 42-inch fan. Definitely a lot better than the newer ones. Even from back here I can feel a decent breeze. So yeah, I would say it's even enough to cool a large-ish room anyway. You know, maybe not a huge room, but definitely impressive. Here's medium, and this is going to go probably 175 to 180 RPM. And finally for low, which I'll show with the fan and light on, running at the same time. And this spins at about maybe just under 100 RPM, so maybe 95. And I'll turn everything off. Install the blades here, and I'm going to discuss some general information on it. When I got it, the original mounting bracket was missing. I actually did find a replacement just recently, as this got donated a little while ago. Not that long ago, but maybe a short period of time, I guess. I suspect that the mounting bracket probably fell out of the bag because there was a little bag taped to the down rod, and it had all the screws that required to mount the canopy to it, just not the bracket itself. Anyway, the fan is all complete now, so really nothing to worry about there. I'm now going to talk about the pros and cons on it. One thing I really like is the spotlights on these. Spotlights like this are not my favorite, but definitely a lot better than the Canarm standard ones, as these look a little bit less cheap. And the plexiglass decorative ring is kind of nice on them. Also, much like the brackets, which are pretty specific to Canarm fans, not really many other manufacturers use stamp steel shaped brackets like this. And overall, it's actually not a bad quality fan, being that it's an economy model. What I don't like, however, is these really aren't the most versatile fans. The blades are just one color on both sides, just white, you know, so there's really not much variety there. And also, you can't technically install these without light kit. You could if you had a blank switch cap of the right size, but that isn't included from factory. And one thing I noticed with these white and brass ones is the way they divide the two finishes up is quite odd. You have polished brass on the blade brackets and kind of like a goldish line here on the motor. That's just a stripe of plastic, I believe, like a really thin sticker material. But there's no brass on the rest of the fan. And I would put a brass downrod on it if I had a spare, but I don't currently. But I just think it's really odd the way they divided that up. So it's not very proportionate. Anyway though, I'd probably have to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. A couple little minor things, like I said about it, that it's not very versatile, and the way they divided up the polished brass and the white is kind of odd. But they're good, dependable fans, and you know, they serve their purpose. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And also, if any of you want to see the newer edition of this running, I will have a video of that down in the description below. So I guess this about concludes this.